Tone and value, the relative lightness or darkness in drawing or painting. What is value? Value can mean many different things in English. In visual art, however, value refers to the degrees of light or dark. The number of grayscale between white and black can be infinite, but for simplicity, we commonly see the 9-step value scale, a scale of 1 to 9, white being the highest value, the lightest, and black being the lowest value, the darkest. So how gray is gray? When two same gray squares are placed against two different backgrounds, one against black and the other against white, one of them may appear darker or lighter than the other because our eyes are adjusted to the surrounding environment. Simultaneous contrast refers to the way two different colors affect each other. The color itself do not change, but the surrounding colors change the way we see them. Compare these two blocks, A and B, on a checkerboard. Which one do you think is darker, block A or block B? Is this a trick question? Yes, it is. Note, the block A is surrounded by 3 light blocks and even lighter background, while the block B is surrounded by all 4 dark neighboring blocks. Move these blocks out of the surrounding context, and then you will see the true grayness of this block A and block B. They are the same gray. So the moral of the story is that we should remember that the values are relative and highly influenced by various factors, such as the light source, background, as well as the person who sees it. Light allows us to see forms, and we see them by means of values. Understanding value is almost synonymous with understanding form. Take a look at the drawing of a sphere, a ball, in the ambient light. There are essentially 3 conditions: the surface area that receives the direct light, and the surface that receives indirect light, and the floor surface where the path of light is blocked by the object, that is, cast shadow. You can also observe subdivisions of light and dark. The small area where light hits in direct angle, light is light, which is called highlight, and as the surface angles away from the light source, it gets less light until the surface completely turns away. The light cannot reach. And then on the far side of the edges, you can see the reflected light as the light hits the floor and bounces back to lighten the edges. And there is an area where neither direct nor reflected light can reach, hence appear the darkest. That area is called core of shadow. Then there is the cast shadow on the floor as the path of light is blocked by the sphere. These varied range of values together create the illusion of form and space on a flat surface of drawing and painting, and it is referred to as chiaroscuro, Italian word for light and dark. Chiaroscuro, the tonal variation, is useful to model the form. It can also work as strong compositional tools in suggesting direction of weight, adding visual diversity or unity, and even as a storytelling components. We can find great examples of chiaroscuro used in the 17th, 18th century Baroque paintings. This painting, for example, the Incredulity of St. Thomas, painted by Caravaggio in the 16th century, tells the biblical stories of St. Thomas, where we see him puts his finger into the chest wound of Christ's figure before he believed his resurrection. Caravaggio uses the light as a tool to tell a story. The single source of light that comes from above the shoulder of the Christ figure reveals the focal point of the story, especially against a very dark background. All the light and dark shapes in the painting, including the index finger of St. Thomas, are pointing at the opening of the chest along with everyone's intense gaze that are also directed to the same focal point, making the storyline even more dramatic.